I wanted to come on in here and make a video. I haven't made a video in a long time, but I feel compelled because look where I am. I'm just here. I'm being. And it made me think that sometimes in life we get so caught up with what we're supposed to be doing or what we're supposed to be producing, or our past, our present worries, and our future struggles, that we forget to just be. And I know there's so much that's going on in our lives and in our world. And recently I've just been really stressed out and just had a lot of decisions, a lot of things just going on, and I haven't been present, and I wondered why I felt so disconnected from God and from myself. And I know I don't have to be in a physical place to be reminded of that, but sometimes I come out here to just remind myself that I just am. That, God sees me for who I am. And God placed me here for a reason. And even though I don't always know the path ahead, that He sees me for who I am right now. And I think sometimes we have to remember that we just exist and that we can just be. Like, look, I was coming out here on a walk and I really had no expectation going into this walk. I just wanted to clear my head, and I didn't know the path ahead. And I took a trail that I normally go on, and I didn't know how long I wanted to walk to. But I knew I wanted to walk to the place with running water, because that's usually where I go, and I like to sit by the running water. And I was going the path I normally do, the path I normally take. And I just felt guided to veer off and go down this separate trail that I don't normally go down, away from everything. And I came to a point of running water on this trail quicker than I would have gotten to if I just followed the same path. And I noticed even more beauty on this trail. I love trees. I love the sound of trees. And there's way more trees where I'm at. Way more peace, way more solitude than I would have encountered if I continued on the path that I was going. And I still found the running water. I don't know where I'm going with this, but a message came to me that sometimes we don't know the path that lies ahead. We don't. That's life. We can plan things. We can think about things. We can have a trajectory, a desire, a way we want to go. But God sometimes has other plans. And the plans that He has sometimes are not what we think. My body, my mind, my autopilot was going to go the same path that I normally go every single time. It's what I'm used to. It's what I feel comfortable doing. And I was going to expect a similar expectation. I was going to sit by the running water and just think and ponder. And God said, no, let's try a different path. So I trusted Him. And I experienced an immense beauty that I never would have experienced if I continued on the path that I wanted to go on. And look, there's running water right here. And I can sit here and I can listen to this water till the sun sets and the sun goes down. And I'm here, I'm present. I guess where I'm getting at is sometimes the path that God has for us is not what we think. And sometimes The path that we think is right for us, the path that feels comfortable, the path that feels safe, is often what God is leading us away from. And that's not to say that that path is bad. What I'm getting at is sometimes God is telling us that we have way more ahead. He has way more beauty to show us. He has different things to show us that we never would have experienced if we continued going the route that we wanted to go, or the route that we're comfortable going down, the safe route. When I first started on this trail, I was confused. I didn't know. I've never taken this trail before. It was darker. It had more thorns in the beginning. And then I came out to this vast array of trees, and I came upon water, running water, way earlier than I would have encountered if I continued on that same path. So God's still going to provide, even if it's the path that we don't think is right for us. He's still going to provide, and it can often be earlier than what we thought. You know, the path that I was taking was deeper into the woods, deeper into trees. And in my mind, my logical mind, I'm thinking, there's no way that there can be running water. Because all I wanted to do was sit and listen to running water to calm my mind. And not only did I experience these trees and this solitude and this beauty, but I also experienced running water. So God is going to give us our desires. If He put a desire on your heart and it's in His will, He will provide. Just like here, I wanted to see running water tonight, and He provided. I wanted to see trees tonight, He provided. But it didn't look the way, the path, the route that I was expecting. In fact, I saw way more beauty than I would have experienced if I did the route that I continued on. So moral of the story is, sometimes we have to take that leap of faith. We have to go on that unknown path. Even if it's scary, even if it seems confusing, we have to take that leap of faith. We have to trust. Because if it's in God's will, He will provide. It may not be the way it looked, the way we expected, the way our logical minds expected, but it's going to be for a greater purpose. And I know it can be hard to see that in the storm. Like in the beginning of my path, it was hard to see through the thorns, to see through the confusion. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where I was headed. But I came to this end goal. And I think in life, sometimes we might not know the path ahead. It might seem treacherous. It might seem scary. But sometimes we need to go on that path to learn things, to experience things that we never would have experienced if we would have continued the way we were continuing to go. So I hope whoever's watching this right now, especially if you're still watching, you're encouraged to trust, to have faith, that God is with you, even when it's confusing, even when you don't hear Him, even when you don't see Him. He's there. And just be. If you're stressed right now, you feel the need to perform, you feel the need to do all these things to keep up with life, to keep up with the expectations of society, just be. You exist. You're here right now. The fact that you are here, breathing, the fact that you woke up this morning, the fact that you continue to go on with your life and continue walking that path every single day, there's favor in that. And God sees it. And it's hard sometimes when we don't hear God, or when we don't feel God, or when we feel like He's taking us on a completely winding loop, a treacherous path that has no end in sight. He's there and He wants to be with you, but you have to partner with Him. You have to take that action. You have to go on that path. So I hope whoever's watching this is encouraged that wherever you're walking, you may not know the end goal, but you have to take that leap of faith. You have to trust that that path is going to lead somewhere. That every step that you take is for a reason. Every, branch that you encounter, every rock that you climb over has a purpose. Every little notch on this tree, every leaf, every bird that is singing right now has a reason to be here right now. And they're existing. They're here. You might not think, what is this little nub on the tree? What is that doing? What is that bird singing for? Where is that water leading to? What is this rock doing sitting here? It's all here, and it has a purpose, and it's meant to be here. And that's what God is saying to you right now. Son or daughter watching this, brother, sister, I believe in you. God believes in you. God loves you. And wherever you are right now, look, confirmation. That tree just fell. Not tree. That would have been bad if I was standing right next to it and the tree just fell. No, this little branch just fell. There was a reason that branch just fell. Okay? Every little thing that you do has a purpose. And even though the path ahead seems scary, or you don't know, or you're confused, know that God is not the author of confusion. And even if we don't know, we can come to him and we can say that, and we can be vulnerable and we can express that. Because the path for you that lies ahead is so vast and so great and so beautiful, and you belong there. So I hope you feel encouraged to keep going today, to keep trusting God, because the beauty that you seek is closer than you think. Thank you.